Alright everyone, the time is 9:40 p.m. and it is September 18th on a Saturday. Welcome to another weather update. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a pattern change that's coming this week. It's going to start to feel like fall coming soon. We've got temperatures dropping into the low 60s on Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm going to explain why that's going to happen. And Monday and Tuesday, before the temperatures drop, we're going to see a pretty widespread shower and thunderstorm event. Not sure if there's going to be any severe weather with it. It's not looking likely, but we're just going to take a look at the models and why the temperatures are going to drop so significantly, and the potential for our first low temperatures at night in the 30s by the first day of October. So we're going to get into that, but first make sure to subscribe to all of our different platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of our different other things that you see there. If you're watching on desktop, you can scan that QR code with your phone and you will be able to jump in to whatever different platform that we are on by going to the website. Alright, so we are going to just go right into the models, what the models are saying. This is the GFS model. This is the latest model run as of 6 p.m. today. So what we're looking at right now is a 200 millibar height. So 200 millibar height, meaning that in that height in the atmosphere, such that the air pressure is at 200 millibars. The wind we're looking at the wind patterns in that area of the atmosphere. And what you're really seeing right here is you're not seeing much across the continental United States, but looking on this little line here, this nice red, this line of reds, yellows, and purples that's kind of curving around, what you're looking at right there is the jet stream. So that jet stream has a major influence on the weather that we see across the United States. So the jet stream is way off to the north, as you can tell right now, way off to the north up in Canada, and that's actually what's contributing to a lot of warmer temperatures across the continental United States. If we go to the temperature map here for this time frame, temperatures should be a lot warmer where that jet stream is just shooting up in the atmosphere. And look, you got temperatures in the 90s in areas of Wyoming, North and South Dakota. Because this jet stream is allowing the warm air from the south to just build up into this area across the plains, and most of the continental U.S. is also dealing with that northern jet stream. Well, that jet stream is going to take a change later coming up this week, and I'm going to show you what that change might be. I'm having a little bit of problems with my internet right now. Hopefully that'll change as we go through this, but let's zoom into our region, the Great Lakes region, and take a look at where that jet stream is going to go. Alright, so the jet stream is still slightly off to the north in the Upper Peninsula, still up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You know, I'm actually going to take it back and actually show you the whole continental U.S., because that gives you a better idea of how the weather will be influenced for a long time. And we are going to go to a forecast slideshow that'll help us get a better idea of what is going to be taking place. So forecast loop is what I want, actually. So while it renders, so what's really going to happen here is you're going to see the jet stream start to take a little bit of a drop to the south over our area in the Great Lakes area, which is really going to cool down our temperatures for much of the remaining part of the September and into the beginning of fall. So as I slide this slider over, you see the jet stream still kind of off to the north. Temperatures will heat up tomorrow during Sunday, going to be in the mid 80s across the Great, and probably probably around 90 in the Ohio, Indiana areas. Then take a look at where the jet stream, what happens to the jet stream here. It continues to push off to the north, and then you see this nice big dip. You got the jet that's sitting right over our area on Tuesday, and that's really going to fuel showers and thunderstorms. Not sure if they'll be severe yet, but that jet can really fuel some thunderstorms as it floats over our area. And as this jet stream moves through along with a steady cold front, this is when our temperatures are going to nosedive right here. You have the jet stream curving downward through Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, down into Kentucky, all the way, and then it wraps around back up into Canada. So where this dip comes, the temperature drop will follow. So I'm going to show you something known as the height anomaly, and this helps us get an idea of what the different temperatures are in the upper levels of the atmosphere associated with the changes that we see with the jet stream. So height anomaly. Let's go to that real quick. Alright, so here's where so this kind of follows the exact same trend that the jet stream was following when I showed you that little run there. This is back to normal Saturday, the time that we are at right now. You see that nice big old plume of warmer air than normal in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And then back here you have a trough that's sitting off in parts of Washington, Oregon, Idaho. This trough right here is what's really going to push its way into the Great Lakes area later on. So if we use this slider, as that jet stream moves, that trough moves along with it. And look how, and then it starts to deepen as it gets over the Great Lakes region. So the darker blue that is, the likely that's going to be cooler in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And that cooler air in the upper levels of the atmosphere is what will sink down onto the surface and will kind of influence the temperatures that we see once that cold front moves through. So this is by Thursday, and then it starts to, and then we got another trough that moves in right behind that come around next Sunday, and then this one gets pretty deep. So New England looks like it's going to be dealing with some pretty cool temperatures around that time frame. So, and then things start to moderate back out with the jet stream going back up to the north again. So these troughs really have a major influence on the weather that we see, the temperatures that we tend to see. So let's take a look at how that's going to impact our weather and our temperatures. So we're going to go back to single image, and we're going to turn over to what the precipitation type for the Great Lakes region. Let's pull that up real quick. Internet's having problems today. I'm trying to update something at the same time as this, so that's why it's going to be kind of an issue. Alright, we got it pulled up. Great Lakes region. This is the current time, or somewhere near the current time. So we're going to move off to late Monday, because late Monday is when we're going to start seeing that trough start to move in. So this is going to be Monday at 7 p.m. You got lots of showers and thunderstorms starting to develop, and then this nice big old cluster of showers and thunderstorms that is progressing in Wisconsin. This is what's going to move into our area along with that cold front and that strong jet that's going to be sitting in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So let's progress it forward a little bit. And as it progresses, you can really see that line really tends to hold together quite well. And if we get a forecast sounding, it's probably not going to show up as anything severe. I don't think it's really going to be a significant severe weather event. Yeah, hazard types are really low. Not really much surface cape or instability in the atmosphere for these things to really take off into the severe thunderstorms that we normally see. So it's just going to be some general thunderstorms that day, some heavy rain, probably quite a bit of rain, because this is going to be a prolonged rain event, probably maybe even up to an inch of rain. So that's going to be something to be aware of, and it's going to continue to progress off to the east and southeast as that cold front moves through and that jet stream readjusts. This high pressure system is part of the cooler weather that we will be seeing behind the cold front. So if I go back to this time, let's take a look at the temperatures for the region. So it's kind of cooler where that rain's going to be falling. And you don't really see much of a difference in the temperatures until we get later on into Wednesday. Then after you see that cold front moving through, temperatures in the 40s dropping down from the north, which is what we're going to expect. We're going to expect it to deepen, get a lot cooler across these regions where the cold front's passing. So on the eastern side you have temperatures in the 60s, on the western side you have temperatures in the 50s, and then all the way sometimes in the 30s, even up in Minnesota near Lake Superior. And that cold air is coming our way. So By morning on Thursday, pretty much everyone's going to be in the 40s, low 50s, some places. Up in the Upper Peninsula, you're going to have temperatures in the 30s. So it's going to be pretty cold. Wind chill. It might be a little bit breezy that day. Yeah, wind chill is going to have a major factor. It's going to feel like 35 in the Upper Peninsula. So we're starting to feel fall really settle in come later this week after that cold front moves through. So let's move into Friday. Temperatures might begin to warm up a little bit more. This is early morning Friday, so low temperatures in the 40s. By the time we get to the afternoon, temperatures in the 60s is really what we're going to be seeing during that time. Maybe upper 50s, but highs are going to be in the low to mid 60s across most of the Great Lakes region where this trough sits. So back here, you have that's where that trough is not. So if you follow my pointer, trough is kind of right around this area, which is why it's going to stay cooler on this area in this region compared to this region, because you have the jet stream kind of making a dip right here. The jet stream has major influences on our weather. So, and as you can tell from what I'm showing you. Alright, so that's the first major cool down. Things are going to start to warm back up as we get later into that weekend. It's still going to be relatively cooler, temperatures in the 70s and in the 50s at night, but then it'll warm back up. And then you have heat really building in back in the plains later on. So let's take a look at October 1st. So I'm going to keep progressing the temperature map. I really want to take a look at October, because October is another time where we're going to see a lot cooler temperatures. See low temps in the 50s, highs around 70 throughout most of the days through the end of September, following that trough dip. So fall is going to start settling in fairly soon. Then so you got temperatures in the 60s in the morning. So things will start to warm up in the lower Great Lakes region, so lower Indiana, lower Ohio. It's going to start to warm up because you have that jet stream starting to make a move off to the north slightly. This 540 line is starting to make its dip from Canada back down into the United States. During the winter, we see this 540 line really start to return to the United States. This line is the main determinant of whether we will see snow or not typically during the winter. So if it's already getting up to the Upper Peninsula, you can tell that things are starting to change in regards to weather. So it's starting to take another dip southward as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. So let's continue dropping it off to the south. You've got a nice high pressure system from Canada returning again to bring colder temperatures. Let's take a look at that. So yeah, this is at 7 p.m. on Friday. Temperatures in the 40s. So that's actually very cold. That's some very cold temperatures. And then in the morning on that Friday, only highs in the 30s, low 30s, mid 30s. You could see some frost October 1st. This is actually fairly surprising to see weather like this. Luckily, when we checked these models earlier, they were saying that there could be some snow across these regions. Thankfully, that's not the case, because that's really early for snow this time of the year. But the cold weather at the beginning of October isn't really going to last. It's just going to basically come and go, and then maybe some warmer temperatures return through the beginning of October before fall really starts to take a tighter grip on the Great Lakes region. So really the jet stream is the big determinant of what we're going to see in regards to colder temperatures, going back to that time where it gets really cold. The reason why it's so cold is that jet stream is right there, and it's going to send all that cold air right into our area. That's why it's going to be so cold that evening across the Great Lakes area. But fall is coming. That's pretty much the basic summing up of what is going to happen. Basically, Tuesday, thunderstorms, a lot of thunderstorms. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, much cooler temperatures in the 60s. And then by the time we progress into the beginning of October, which is coming up, we will see much cooler air settle in that day before things start to warm up again. Alright, that is pretty much it. I'm going to sign off for now. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or like or subscribe. Thanks again. Feel free to leave questions as always.